welcome back. We're still looking at the political space in 2017, and just before we went on break, Dr. Aworowo was talking about the situation in Nigeria and the need to return to that constitution that used to be that the Chief Awolowo talked about, true federalism in the country and oneness. Mr. Shehu, what do you think about the situation? I mean, Prof talked about over 500 eminent Nigerians sitting down to look at this country, and over 500 of them agreed that this is something worth doing. But your party, even though it had talked about in the course of campaigning that restructuring was one of the things that are going to be looked at critically, has come up to say they won't have anything to do with that outcome.
Well, let me first of all say that among those 500 who participated in the conference, and I'm sure that there were some who had featured in every constitutional conference that had been hosted by the various administrations that straddled, the political space over this period of time. If I recall this very well, there had hardly been any administration, except this one, that hadn't called one form of constitutional summit or national conference or whatever, by whatever name. If these conferences had the solution to the problem, these things would have been all of the problems of the country would have been resolved a long time ago. Now, our party, our political leaders, took a principled stand against the conference. They said it was a job for the boys. And I think that those who participated, they had a good run. Huge money, 8 billion initial budget. It was increased to 12 billion. And so they had a good ride. But our leaders stayed away from it. Now, it would have been unfair to ask a political party which campaigned against the conference to now be asked to come and implement it. That's not charitable. I have said on a similar platform here that if critically the membership and the structure of that conference was organized, it was a conference that was lopsided ethnically, politically, religiously, geographically. They were just careless about our sensibilities of Nigerians. I recall from Delta State, Ishekiri, the second largest ethnic group in that state, one representative was appointed at the initial takeoff of the conference. The then president's ethnic group had 15 members coming from his own language group. So this is the kind of thing that you are talking about. And then they want to enforce it down. They want to force it down the throats of people. It's not right. And the thing about ethnicity, which has just been mentioned.
Mr. Shehu, are you implying that are you implying that 3 months were wasted? That there's nothing good that could have come out of that conference of 500 people sitting down to talk about this nation? Nothing good could have come out of it.
The thing about all of that is that as we speak now, we have an elected parliament. We have a legislature elected by the people of Nigeria, and the legislature has the competence to discuss all of the issues, whether they're political, structural, or whatever. I think that we have to be democratic and then work with the structures institutionally that support democracy.
I'm sorry, Mr. Shehu. Let me just give Prof a chance to respond to that.
Well, we are operating a constitution that was foisted on Nigeria. Decree 24 of 1999, which is masquerading as the Constitution of the Federal Republic, was a military diktat. Nigerians are yet to write their own constitution. We don't operate what we call in law an autochthonous constitution. And part of the job that is still to be done is to fashion a constitution that will address the vital issues confronting Nigeria. We can't run away from that fact. I remember Chief Bola Ige, God bless his soul, wherever he is, said that the job of a Constituent Assembly, one, to answer the question whether we want to live together. And if the answer is yes, how? What will be the modalities of our cohabitation? People are running away from issues. I don't know what the fear is of. We have to resolve that critical issue so that we won't have a resurgence of MASOB, of iPod, of Odua Nation, all sorts of things that conflict with the Nigerian nation. As I said, it's in the best interest of the government of the day to confront these issues and put them to rest, instead of just pretending that it's one hunky-dory situation that we have. Nigeria has serious problems afflicting it. And the earlier we faced up to the issue, the better for the polity.
Mr. Ora, I'm going to ask you to come in at this point. You're a historian. Sorry for calling you what we did the last time. Looking at the shape we're in now, we're on the verge of another election year. I mean, some people say that politicians already are thinking of 2019, even in 2017. We're heading into 2018. This is the shape we're in now. What do you see for the political space ahead of us?
Well, it's in a state of flux. You have the ruling party, you have the opposition party. People think that a third force is needed to veer away from, the old path we have followed until now.
Who would the third force be made up of? That's one critical question.
Well, it is possible that you have some coming together of some, groups away from the mainstream. It is possible. It's also possible that you have a breakaway from the existing ones to form it. We do not know.
How many breakaways do we have right now?